Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, otherwise known as Fifi La Pew Pew, a leFhy or a leaf blower. And this one, well, it's on the east spawn of Sand River, under the command of Andromedaa. Okay, well, he's moving away to his firing position, but I don't think he's going to move too far, actually. Well, he's chosen to fire from this position, inside the trees, next to the rocks. Okay, he's extending his aim, and he's looking for enemy targets. Hopefully one of his members of his team will spot the enemy very shortly. He's armed with a 105mm howitzer, which is the light field howitzer. That's where you get the leFH from. And it can do 410 alpha if it can penetrate 53mm of armor. His first shot hits that M10 RBFM, the French version of the Wolverine. And his second shot gets a direct hit as well. But he's not doing a huge amount of damage. Next shot. Oh, and the M10 goes down. He didn't get any damage from the third shot simply because the M10 died just before his shell arrived. Oh, tree went down. That's usually an indication that enemy tank is there. He fired a snapshot in. Oh, and somebody's knocking the trees down for cover. That means there's got to be somebody behind the trees. So he's fired a snapshot in there. I think it's more than likely it's going to be a tank destroyer or something of that nature. Okay, we've got a KV-1S moving towards the village. Direct hit for 127. It's a nice accurate shot there. And he fires another one. The KV-1S misses it though. The Churchill 3 stopped to take a shot. And he might pay for that because this is an Arty round coming in. Just misses him. He's sitting on top of that ridgeline, which is not a very good place to be. But he's hardly taken any damage so far. He's been tracked, so he's staying there for a while. And Andromeda's picking up track damage. And he's retracked him again. Now he can fire as fast as he can dial in on target. And now he got a direct hit, which did 117 hit points. And the Churchill 3 goes down. And that may have been the tank that was actually setting up those bushes. The BDRG1B fires around in ahead of the target. Okay, lined up on the BDR. Fires one in, but it just overshoots the target. Some trees were knocked down on the other side of the riverbank, so that suggests that there's somebody up there as well. Just misses him again. Now, you don't get a huge number of rounds of ammunition, only 42 rounds in the PP. And that one definitely hit the target, 139 hit points. He's dialing in and rounds out again. Just misses the target again. He's not having a huge amount of luck actually. Some of these shots should be hitting the target. Instead, they're flying over it. Oh, and the BDR's gone down. Okay, we've got a T67 now. Very badly damaged. And one shot takes him out. In fact, I suspect the T67 was the tank that was knocking down the bushes because he'd already lost some hit points, and we know that Andromedaa was firing into those bushes, so I suspect the T67 was damaged by a few of those shots. Okay, we're looking towards the pass in the north, and there's a P-43 hiding behind those rocks, but we can't get a shot on him, but we can certainly hit this Type T-34, the Tier 5 Chinese version of the Type T-34. Got to work out where he's going. Fires around ahead of him. He pulls in and goes right into the shot. 103 hit points. Takes him out of the game. That is his second kill. Okay, Andromeda's looking for another shot on the enemy up north. There doesn't appear to be many enemies spotted down the south. The P-43 comes around the corner, but he fires snapshot. Andromedaa misses. Yeah, it's best to do a fully dialed in shot on the Fifi because otherwise the shells will probably miss. Only occasionally does a snapshot actually work. But I'm looking at the mini-map and there's not that many enemies been spotted in the south, and finally they've spotted a T-67. He's sitting on the dunes at the far west side of the map. Now he fired a snapshot round in there, and again it didn't work. But that T-67 is the only one that's been spotted so far. He fired a leading shot, but the T-67 moved away very quickly. It's a 3.3 second delay. In fact, 3.2 second delay between the shots being fired. Now, he fired at the back of that hill there because I think he suspects that one of the enemy Arty is up there. There's 3 enemy Artys on their team. They've got a Griller, an M41 and a BP. Oh, he takes out the T-67 with a leading shot. So he's now looking for the tracer from the enemy Arty. Now, if they're located near the cap, he'd spot them there. But well, he's gone back to that pass and that P43. And our T1 Heavy is being fired at by somebody. I think that's an Arty round. So, yep, there's the T1 Heavy. And so that's what he was firing at. Up on the hill. He fired another snapshot. And he's lucky to get a hit this time. But he's dialing in. The T1 Heavy is stationary. He fires another round. Long range. Hits the T1. But we've lost sight of him now. So, any further shots will be blind. Oh, he fires back. And... well, he didn't pick up the kill. That went to the T-67 to the south. But I think he had a major hand in bringing down that T1 because he had virtually no hit points left. So I think one of those blind shots did hit the target. Still trying to hit that P43, but he's got no chance of hitting him while he's Arty safe behind that rock. So the best thing he can do right now is aim towards the cap because the T-67's reached the heights overlooking their cap. And he's probably going to find the enemy Arty very, very shortly. He fires a snapshot at the P43 and again misses. Only 13 HE rounds left. So he's gone back to the west side of the map. And there's one of the enemy tanks. It's a medium tank. He fires a snapshot and misses. Yeah, don't fire snap. You will lose your shell and you won't do any good. Better to dial in on target before you shoot. Well, he damaged the tracks of that Panzer IV and he almost flipped himself as he went down there. Now, he's got no shot because the Panzer IV has actually managed to get on the downslope behind a rock. So he knows that he's Arty safe there, but he's now pulled out and now he's not Arty safe. But he's managed to avoid that shell. Our BDR's just about to turn up. The T-67's overlooking the Panzer IVH. I have a feeling that one of the enemy Arty might be around that corner. There's only 6 enemies left, 3 Artys. There's the Panzer IVH. Rounds out the Panzer IVH at long range. And he gets a hit for 111. There's the enemy Arty. 2 of them together. He fires one at the M41. Long range shot. Damages him. 78 hit points going for the Gorilla. Here we go. Rounds out the Gorilla. He's re-aiming at the M41. He takes out the Gorilla with 1 shot. And that's his 4th kill. Going for the 5th kill on the M41. Yes, he gets it. And potentially a high caliber. And the BDR, the last one there, is actually out of range. So he's going to have to move closer if he wants to get shots on that guy. Well, he's just shifted a bit further forward. I hope he realises he's near to a cliff face at the moment, which is why his reticule's probably bouncing all over the place. Yeah, if you move forward without looking where you're going, sometimes you might come a cropper. I've seen Arty flip themselves over trying to move forward whilst still in the aiming mode. Well, that BDR managed to get it into the riverbed and he's been respotted by the T-67. A round goes in. Unfortunately, he moves out of the way just fast enough. But he's now moved into that little cul-de-sac there, that little corner. And the round's out. That's a direct hit. 130. He knows he's Arty safe there, right up against that rock face. We can't get a shot on him, but the enemy P43 appears to have gone down. So this BDR is the last enemy. We've got an SU-122. Oh, there he is. Lines up, rounds out. This could be a kill shot. Oh, it misses. Try again. Line it up. He keeps breaking the red line. Every time he breaks the red line, he's going through the shell. But for some reason, Andromeda's not aiming correctly. And he's run out of shells, that's why. He's actually run out of shells. He wasn't counting his shells. And now he's suddenly realised, oh, we can't win this game by killing him, but they're going to have to drive up there and the other guys are going to have to kill that BDR. And they got him. And that's a pity that he didn't get that last kill, because that would have been a Top Gun. In fact, actually, the T-67 had left it for Andromeda to kill that, because he could see that Andromeda was on a Top Gun. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Andromeda in the 105 leFH18B2. And he also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 25 in that one. And he got the high caliber for doing the most damage in the game, and a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And he hit so many enemies, you have to scroll the page in order to see how many he actually did touch. Win rate of that game was 6,958, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team scores. Well, there you go. Highest damage, 2,067 hit points of damage, and very well done indeed. The next high scorer was the T-67, who was leaving that kill for Andromeda to get the Top Gun. He got 1,425 hit points. And when it came to kills, it was Andromeda top with 5. Then the T-67 managed to get 3. And when it came to base XP, it was the T-67 who did the best, because he was spotting for Andromeda. He got 991, Andromeda got 977. He fired all of his ammunition, 42 rounds, 14 direct hits, 4 penetrations, 17 splash, damage of 2,067 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He damaged 12 of the enemy, so there was only 3 enemy tanks he didn't touch during that game. And he also got 5 kills, 490 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 49,517 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 44,141 credits. He received 27 bonds, which I think is 25 from Vedi Vidi Vici, and 1 from the high caliber, 1 from the Confederate, and 1,465 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 586 because this is a premium vehicle, and took away 3,517 experience points altogether. So a very good game for Andromeda, and it was a difficult battle because the sheer number of targets, and of course the fact that he was running short on ammo, but he did get some lovely shots during that game, he certainly did. And it's not his first ace tanker because he's had one before, but it's very difficult to get an ace tanker when you're in a tier 5 game, and this was a tier 5, I think it was a tier 5 game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So kudos to him for getting an ace tanker in a tier 5. Normally you get an ace tanker in tier 6 or tier 7, but he did it in tier 5. And special mention should go to this T-67 driver, Iverkov, because Iverkov, what a name, Iverkov left that last kill for Andromeda to let him get a Top Gun, but sadly he ran out of shells. So there you go. It does happen, I'm afraid. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.